Welcome to my channel. Don't worry about me, honey. I'll be okay, Sally told her husband, Ben, as he got ready to go on a boat ride. Sure? Yes, it's just my arthritis acting up. Be careful. I get it. You think I'm going to run off with the mailman or some handsome young man. You'll always be my girl, Ben said, giving her a kiss as he headed to his car. Sally sipped her coffee and thought about how fortunate she was to have a loving husband like Ben. They'd been married for over 40 years. Sally cleared the table and sang as she washed the dishes. That's good enough, she mumbled, glancing around her neat kitchen. The clock in the kitchen showed 11 a.m. as she made her way into the living room, turned on the TV, and started watching a movie. Minutes later, the doorbell rang. Who could that be? She wondered as she made her way to the window. Just a minute. As she pulled back the curtain, she spotted a young man wearing a uniform. Good morning. Here to check on a gas leak, he said, flashing an ID. Sally opened the door, but kept the chain latch on. You're at the wrong house. I don't have a leak. Since I'm here, why don't you let me check it out? Better safe than sorry. Okay, Sally said, opening the door. The man walked in, but before Sally could close the door, another man strode in brandishing a gun. Sally was speechless. One of the men ripped the telephone cord from the wall and stepped on the receiver with his big boots. You're not going to get away with it, Sally shouted. I saw your husband drove off, the man said. You think we're stupid? Not at all, Sally blurted. Lady, we've been hanging around your boring little town for over 2 weeks. We know all that's going on, the other man said, laughing. This is the worst day of my life, Sally thought, wondering if she'd ever see Ben again. One of the men who'd been searching the house walked into the kitchen wearing Ben's new parka, and he was carrying a box with the stolen property. Just then the doorbell rang, and Sally got up. But one of the men grabbed her arm. Where do you think you're going? He snarled. Maybe it's the mailman, Sally said, hoping someone would notice something suspicious and call the sheriff. One of the men peeped through the window. It's a kid passing out flyers, and he's heading across the street. Sally's heart sank. If only I could get to the closet without attracting any attention, she thought. Hey, Jerry, how about lunch before we head off? What's in the fridge? They strolled into the kitchen, opened the fridge, and took out roast beef, ham, cheese, and other stuff to make sandwiches. They even gobbled down some of Ben's cheesecake. Jerry wanted to tie up Sally, but his friend convinced him that she was no threat to them. As soon as they left, Sally headed to the closet, took out Ben's cell phone, which she'd said it was a waste of money because they didn't need it, and called the sheriff. The men were only a short distance away when the sheriff spotted their out-of-state driver's license and signaled them to pull over. Probably going to give me a ticket, Jerry said, laughing. He was wrong. They got stuck in a jail in the boring little town.